Hey guys, good afternoon. On this activity today, we're going to go ahead and be managing the local security policy editor. The purpose of this activity is to provide instructions to an end user of the use of local security policy editors on a Windows 10 client machine. So that's what we will go ahead and do. So on this page, we're going to go ahead and click on PC1. Once we are here on this black screen, we're going to go ahead and click anywhere on the screen. We're going to go ahead and enter our password, which looks a little bit like this. Go ahead and enter. So we are going to go ahead and search something on the search of web and Windows. We're going to go ahead and search for local security policy. So local, as you can see, it shows up right here. So we are going to go ahead and select that until this window appears. And as you can see, this is the local security policy editor window. And these two have a lock on it, which is account policies and local policies. So hovering over back to these two accounts that have a lock on it, we are going to go ahead and click the arrow next to the account policies to expand it. So we're going to go ahead and select that arrow, expand account policies, and we're going to go ahead and click on password policy. That shows up right underneath. That's the first subfolder for the account policies folder. So we're going to go ahead and expand that as well. Expand or click on that as well until you get into what's inside this password policy folder. So once we are inside this password policy folder, we're going to go ahead and double click on minimum password length. So right here, we're going to go ahead and double click. So once we are in the minimum password length properties window, we're going to go ahead and notice the configured minimum password length, which is pretty much nothing. And we're going to go ahead and click on the Explain tab window. And this just it kind of explains what the length of a minimum password needs to be, what it needs to contain. So we're going to go back to local security settings and just change the password required to at least 8 characters. So then we're going to go ahead and click apply and then OK. So once we are back on this page, we're going to go ahead and double click maximum password age. So as you can see, right now the password will not expire in 0 days. We're going to go ahead and change the maximum password age to have a password expire in 60 days. So that means in 60 days, the account user will have to change their password from the password that they have now. So we're just going to go ahead and click apply and then OK. So we're going to apply that first and then just hit OK. So once we're back over here, we're just going to go ahead and select enforce password history. So once we are here, we're just going to go ahead and change the history. Do not keep what's that, 10 to 10 days apply. Okay. So once So now what we are going to go ahead and do is prevent brute force attacks onto this account. So going back to the local security policy window, we're going to go ahead and click now on the account lockout policy, which is located and the subfolders, one of the subfolders for account policy. So it's right here, account lockout policy. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And once we are on this screen on the right that changes, we're going to go ahead and click on account lockout threshold. So we're going to go ahead and click that. So really quick, the purpose of this account lockout threshold, this security setting determines the number of failed logon attempts that causes the user's account to be locked out. So pretty much, let's say someone tries to enter your account, they attempt your password 3 times and they fail. What will happen after the 3rd time is that they will no longer be able to even attempt to break into your account. The account will then be locked due to the failed number of attempts that had occurred in order for that security setting to turn on. So once we are on this page, we're just going to go ahead and change 0 to 4. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that first. And then we're just gonna leave the policies as they are. Just hit OK. And then OK again. So once we are here, we're just gonna go ahead and audit the authentication attempts. So we're gonna hover back over to the left pane window and we're gonna click the arrow next to local policies to go ahead and expand that. So we're gonna go ahead and expand this folder now. You can go ahead and collapse that one. So then we're gonna go ahead and click on audit policy. Open up that window. Double click on audit logon events, which is right here. So once this window appears, we're going to select both success and failure attempts. Success and failure attempts. And then just go ahead and click apply and OK. So we're just going to go ahead and close out all these windows. And we're going to view the security events. So that means any successful logons or any unsuccessful logons will go ahead and be recorded. And to view those failed or successful logon attempts, we're going to go ahead and click on the start menu and click on student, followed by the sign out. So we're just going to go ahead and sign out. So let's go ahead and sign out. Let's see. So we're gonna try ahead and log back in, but we're gonna use the wrong password. We're just gonna go ahead and enter a completely different password than the one that we started off with. As you can see, that is not the password that we used when we first signed in. So boom, computer notices the password is incorrect. So you get this error message. We're gonna try one more time using a wrong password. So wrong password. Just really quick like that. Wrong password. It's failed again. It's giving you that warning. So now we're just gonna go ahead and actually sign in so we can view that log that will show you the failed attempts, which were the ones that we just did right now using the wrong password. So again, this is the correct password. We're just going to go ahead and enter. So from this window, we're just going to go ahead and search up event viewer. So we're going to go ahead and select event viewer. So once you are here in the event viewer window, you're going to go ahead and click on the arrow next to the Windows logs to expand it. So on this folder right here, we're just going to go ahead and expand that folder. Then we're just going to click on security. So on this window right here, let's see if I can expand that. Let's see. So in this screen right here, it'll show you all the successful logins at 7:14, 14:14. So what we're going to look for is the failed audits, which will look something like this. So we'll have a lock and it will say audit failure. You can click on these audit failure occurrences by just go ahead and double click. Once the properties window shows up, just go ahead and click on details and it will show you the computer and what went wrong and how I was not using the correct password. And that's how you view any successful or unsuccessful logons to your system once you configure your settings to do so. So that is it for today.